Ted,
Hey,
how are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. As you know, we just got done the Subspecies series watch party, and we will be joined by Miss Denise Stuff shortly. But right now, we're going to start things off with Ted Newt, Ted N, the director. Ted, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys? How's everybody
Uh,
there?
right
Did
on.
you guys watch?
And
Did you watch the whole series?
we went from 1 to 5. We just got
Oh
done five.
man. Oh, that was a long day, huh?
Yeah. Start at 3 o'clock on the East Coast, and it's now 10 of 10. But
Oh
and
man, you
everybody's
guys.
across the country. So
It was
and
a
we got
great
some
movie.
Canadian folks.
Wow. Incredible.
So
Well, thank you.
yes. Well, before I open the floor and keep this somewhat organized, I do want to mention we mentioned during the viewing because Denise popped in white at the airport in New York. Uh, it was officially announced on Friday. Yourself, Ted, Denise, and Anders are going to be at Scarefest in Kentucky in a few weeks,
Yeah,
meet and
yeah,
greeting
we're
fans.
excited. Yeah. So if anybody's anywhere in the neighborhood, come on by, please.
Well, Denise already knows, but I'll be in the neighborhood, so I'll definitely be seeing you guys.
Awesome. Okay,
So,
cool.
all right, so we're going to start with the Q&A for the fans, but I'm going to try to be a gentleman for once, and I'm going to let Samantha come up first, ladies first.
Okay,
Why you and
Samantha.
what Samantha? Why you look shocked?
I'm I'm speechless. Yeah.
I told you, Samantha. I told you he was coming.
I know, but I'm
Breathe.
usually not a lady of not having words, but I literally I have no words.
All
Don't
right.
worry,
Do you want me to
I
come
don't
back to
bite.
you, Samantha?
No, you're
Okay.
fine. I can gather myself and
Okay.
Go. Yeah, be brave, Samantha. Come on.
uh um wow. I just want to start off by saying I am 42 and I have watched you since I was 12 years old. Um,
Oh man.
my 3 year old is actually named Vladislas.
Oh, great. Okay.
Um, your movies are phenomenal. It's a staple in my house. Also was a staple for my brother who just recently passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate that. I think that you're absolutely brilliant and uh, I don't even know where to start. Um,
And so,
Take a
what's
breath.
the?
Well,
Is there a question in there somewhere?
yes. Where where did you get your where did you get your inspiration for this movie?
uh, well, subspecies. Basically, the first one wasn't my idea. It came to me through Charles Band, the producer, who uh, had a poster, and the poster was a bunch of little subspecies minions carrying off a female victim off into the night with Radu the vampire watching over them. And that's how he started, all of his projects basically was with a poster. And then a writer wrote a screenplay. And at the time, it was just after the revolution in Romania, and there was a Romanian expat that was living in the States that wanted to go back and start doing business in Bucharest. And he came to Charlie and said, "Hey, if you have a movie to shoot in Romania, we could get the government to pay for all the Romanian costs, and all you have to do is pay the actors and director and post-production." Um, so that was the kind of deal that Charlie loved to have, where somebody else pays for most of it, and he ends up with a film. So he sent me over to Romania to scout locations and see if it was even feasible to go over there and do the film. And I fell in love with the country. It was amazing the locations we'd be able to shoot in, and the castles and the monasteries and the churches, and everything was so crumbled down and fucked up from the dictatorship of Ceausescu. But the people and the film crew and the actors, everybody was so alive and ready for the whatever future was coming to them. So I told Charlie, yeah, I could do the film. It'd be great. And so then a few months later, he sent me back and we started making the film, and it was hard. The first one was very difficult. So basically, it was not my inspiration. I was not a vampire person really through most of my childhood and movie watching, but uh, the opportunity to shoot there and the places we could shoot and the idea of telling a vampire story once I started understanding the repercussions of like a life of immortality and having to victimize people to survive, it became very attractive to me. And so that was the beginning of the long journey of Subspecies.
Do
Awesome.
you think there possibly could be one more? Just one more?
Honest and Denise and I would love to do another one. We're always up for an adventure, and we all love kind of the characters that we've evolved over those years. It's only a matter of where does the money come from, and Subspecies 5, I think, was a big stretch for Charlie Band's budget these days. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, but I don't know. I don't know.
Thank you, Samantha. And
They,
I will be circling back. But there was actually an idea discussed during the viewing, Ted. And I want to bring this gentleman up as well.
Okay.
Our friend from Austin, Texas, Mr. Bob White. Bob, I know, and don't fangirl out like you were saying earlier. Like, you can cry. It's okay, like Samantha.
There's
But
Bob White, Austin, huh? I went to school in Austin. I lived in Austin for a number of years.
Where did you go to school?
University of Texas, and
Okay, you're
had a
right. Well,
band.
hook
Had
'em.
a band there. We used to play at the Armadillo World Headquarters and Soap Creek Saloon.
I remember those well.
Yeah, those were good days in Austin. Okay, so what's your thought here?
Well, for one thing, I just want to tell you kudos for an amazing franchise.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Yeah.
I have been in love with it since the very beginning, and I don't know if you can see my background.
Yeah, I
It-
do see it. Yeah. Who is that playing Radu? Is that
that's
you?
me.
Oh man. Okay.
That was me at Texas Frightmare Weekend,
Oh,
and
cool.
that's that was me meeting Latrice, who is another one of our viewers here. And so that was a few years back, but I did that because I was meeting Charlie,
Oh, cool.
and he actually came out from around the desk and said, "Hey, I got to get a picture with you."
Oh, great, man. Yeah.
But anyway, I absolutely amazing films, and one thing that I loved throughout was your amazing use of shadows. That throughout it just and I guess it especially hit with me in two.
Yeah, that's where we got better at it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that it worked and it was beautiful.
Cool.
uh,
Yeah, yeah. If everybody's complaining sometimes about Subspecies 5 Blood Rise, that the shadows are not done projected actually on the walls. But that was a decision I had to make because the schedule was so short, and it takes a long time to set up a lighting setup to do the shadows really projected on the walls. So we kind of took a shortcut there just so we could finish the movie on time.
not just though with the projected shadows on the walls, your use of your shade and light throughout the movie. I fell in love with that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, I got really lucky, I have to say. that, the first Subspecies was a big hassle to shoot, and shooting in post-communist Romania was like not fun, and it was cold and brutal outside, and uh, the crew spent a lot of time drunk, and actors spent a lot of time drunk. But the Vlad Paunescu, who was director of photography on the first three films, did an amazing job, I think. He really understood kind of what we were going for and really lit those spaces beautifully.
Absolutely. And I have to ask, the the blood that you used, it's unlike, you can tell that it's unlike other. What did they use?
You know what? Subspecies 2 and 3, I think we perfected the drooling blood thing. And I'm not sure if that was Wayne Toth and Norman Cabrera were the on-set makeup effects artists. And they mixed up some kind of stage blood that was super thick and could just hang in tendrils. And then Honest got to be really good at kind of playing it.
Yeah,
But I don't know the formulation, and we tried to do it on Subspecies 5, and it wasn't the same either.
but yeah, that you're right. In 2 and 3, it was just the way it hung. It was just amazing.
Yeah. I mean, when we started shooting the first one, we basically you know, started out with no blood on his chin, but the first time he bit someone and blood was drooling off, it was like, okay, Radu needs blood on his face all the time, or else he just doesn't look right.
Yeah. Well, again, uh, love it, and thank you so much. And we we're dying for a sixth.
Okay,
Hey,
you know what? When you see Charlie Band again at Texas Fright Mirror, wherever you happen to see him, or write him letters and let him know that if he knows the fans really want it, it'll help us a lot.
Will do, man.
Yeah, and
Will
thank
do.
you guys for spreading the word. Spread the word. Turn your friends on to the films. It keeps them
hey,
alive.
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
do that constantly. I'm what, you've never seen it here.
Cool. Okay.
and I'll bring this up, Bob. What I was going to go with is they actually had an idea along the lines of story wise, and we're not storytellers. Well, maybe Bob is a little bit, but he was thinking that they could be a spot story wise between what five was, and before what one is. So
Yeah,
like there might
that
be
would
something.
be. Yeah, that's what I would do too. I would take what happened in 5 and parse it into smaller bits, and we could see more the evolution of Ash and Ariel, and what happened to Helena when she went off on her own, and yeah, there's so many little stories that could be told, and then even, and of course we'd have to answer what happened at the end of number 5, because we sort of left a big cliffhanger about with the Bloodstone kind of missing, and Honest's love of his life, Ariel, kind of like dying or maybe dead. We don't know yet. So yeah, there's a lot of story to tell, and it comes easily now that we're so accustomed to the characters, and I know Honest, and I know how he speaks, and I know Denise and how what she's capable of. So gives us a lot of room to play. And plus, I enjoyed. We shot all the 1 through 4 in Vampire Journals in Romania, and because Romania, we made it so popular that it became too expensive for us to shoot there. We ended up shooting number 5 in Serbia, and that was a great experience. I loved working there too. The crew was amazing.
Well, with that being said, you mentioned earlier there was already an idea in place because Charlie had a poster, and you already talked about that process, going over a couple times to scout, etc. But when you were brought on to be a part of this with Subspecies, did you ever think that 25 year plus or yeah, try this in English. 25 years plus later that you be actually having a franchise and you have such deep material?
No, actually, when you're making a movie, you're just trying to get through each day of shooting without like killing somebody or having someone kill you. And so, by the time we finished the first Subspecies, it was like weeks and weeks, maybe a month or two over schedule. And we kind of came there in September and left in like right before Christmas. Uh, and all I wanted to do was go home and get away from this crazy country. But once you get home, all the kind of bad memories fade away and all the good memories remain. And you just think about, well, that was fun that night. We drank wine at this restaurant and couldn't get the waiters to come serve us, or, all the things that went on in the making of that film. And so I started thinking, boy, it sure would be fun to go back and do it all over again. And then we were lucky enough that when Paramount, they were distributing the videotapes at the time for Charlie. When Paramount saw the film, they liked it so much that they asked for a sequel. And then Charlie, in his way, said, okay, let's not do one sequel. If you're going over there, let's do two sequels. So it just grew from that. It grew from one movie that we thought was a one-off kind of film to like an ongoing enterprise. And Honest on the first film was really hard to work with and very kind of a wild person. And when we started to shoot, when we set up Subspecies 2 and 3, I said, Honest, I want to work with you, but we got to make a deal. No drinking during the shooting day. And if you agree to that, then every night when they're taking off your makeup, I'll sit and we'll have a bottle of wine together. And he understood that and he abided by that. And we formed an amazing friendship that lasts to this day. We're like brothers. And, so I'm constantly trying to find another movie to do with him, whether it's a Subspecies film or some other kind of horror film or comedy or anything. So, no, we had no idea that that one film was going to uh, kind of capture something that people liked enough to want to keep seeing more.
Uh, Samantha, I see you sitting there all giddy. Is there something else you'd like to bring up since the person I was going to call stepped aside?
Oh no, I'm just enjoying hearing him just talk in general.
Okay,
My
and
brain
she's
for the first
back.
time in my life is completely blank right now.
All good. Latrice, well, we're
Yes,
going to give meaning to the life. Latrice, you sat and watched the series. It was a first time watch for you.
yes, it was.
Do you have some questions and thoughts that you'd like to bring up?
Well, I really liked the movie. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again because we were all talking, so I couldn't really watch it like I wanted to. But I could tell that the acting was really, really good. I could tell that the atmosphere was really. I'm an atmospheric girl. I love atmospheric movies. I could tell that was there, and I can't wait to watch it again. I think it's on Tubi, so I will be watching it tonight.
Yeah, it's on Tubi if you have Amazon Prime. It's also on Amazon Prime without
Oh,
commercials,
okay,
and most of them are
okay,
free.
yes, awesome, and
Yeah.
I must say Bob made a great you. So
Yeah, yeah. No, that's Honest Hove. That's Honest who plays Radu. I'm just a director. I just stood behind the camera and told
oh
people what
well,
to do.
yeah, that guy did so good, and you did a good job directing it. So.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean the you talk about atmosphere, and to me, that's one of the great things about horror movies is creating an
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere and sustaining that atmosphere. And shooting in Romania, the atmosphere was surrounded us all the time,
Oh
and the
yeah,
places we got to shoot were so ancient and full of like mystery and beauty. And the
yes.
churches, I grew up Greek Orthodox, and so I sort of am sympathetic to the Orthodox Church in Romania and love the iconography and the gold and everything of the churches.
Right.
So we were, it was like a lucky coincidence of really good actors being dedicated to their
Yes.
characters, me being really dedicated to telling a kind of a serious story out of this difficult situation, and a crew that really, pulled together and did what was necessary to be able to shoot in these crazy locations.
Yes.
Thank you, Latrice.
Thank you.
Ray, you said something. You had a question. What do you got, buddy?
No, I just want to tell Ted,
Ted.
good job on his work and keep it up, man. You really did good in the whole series, dude.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you so much. Thank you so
no
much.
problem,
Yeah.
man. I followed it
Oh,
since I was a kid, the first one, but man, really good films.
thank you,
Yeah.
Ray. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm curious to know because I'm just I hold on. It's I think I just got word from her. Oh, I didn't. Uh, between one and two, obviously the big change happened, and Denise was hired to take over Michelle. Were you involved in that decision? What happened? Why did Michelle come on? And actually, a lot of people think she made a bigger impact with the character.
Yeah, you know what? When we set out to make number two, I invited the original cast back again. And Laura Tate, who played the Michelle character in number one, had young kids, and being away from home for so long was such a uh, difficult kind of emotional thing for her, that she didn't want to do it. And so that left us like, holy shit, what are we going to do now? Um, and I had seen Denise around Full Moon in the offices because I guess she was auditioning for other movies at the time. And she was so striking to look at and had like this crazy long hair and wore like a army fatigue jacket and looked like a cool person. So we called her in to audition, and she was she kind of captured like the character evolved in number two and three, and she was able to carry that range. And I think it was a good thing for the series. It's sad when you have an actor who doesn't come back and suddenly there's this disruption in the cast. But in Denise's case, it was really good, and she was a great traveler and a good companion, and enjoyed the experience, even with all the like difficulties of working in a country like Romania. And she owned that part and kind of gave it back to him just right.
Yeah, because there was two things in particular with and Bob and anybody, if you have anything, let me know. But the thing, and I've had this conversation with her on multiple occasions, but it was especially in two when a lot is hitting Michelle per se. She got bit, her friends, the international travel, just all this stuff is happening, the craziness. And it was either that one night or in next morning she's in the shower, and it wasn't the nude stuff, even though she's a beautiful woman. But you could see in her face, like it just seems like all in that one moment she's standing there, and it's just like everything comes crashing down on her, emotionally, psychologically. Just no matter what, you just see it in her eyes, and she starts to lose it. So it's just something about that spot that everything clicks. Then to see where the character goes, is unbelievable. So is was that all you? Was that her? Where was that? Between that crashing down to the rest of the series.
I think I didn't really have to say very much to her in that scene. It was like so uh like from the screenplay, you understand that she's just made a very narrow getaway from Radu and is able to kind of it was really about just washing off the grossness of that living in that castle and being kind of confined to a coffin overnight, and all the crushing kind of horror that she had suffered just kind of exploded out of her. And Denise is her emotions are really close to the surface. And so when she's acting, you can see it right there.
Yeah. Samantha, you typed it in the chat, but you can feel free to ask it if you like. That's a pretty good question.
Was there any idea that you had for a movie that you wanted to do that you didn't get to do, or that you still are kind of thinking of, or
Yeah, I've got so many movies that never got made, and I'm sitting on like four screenplays right now that I'm trying to get people interested in or trying to raise the money for. One is a kind of a spiritual road trip comedy that would star Honest and Jan Hajduk, who plays Lieutenant Marin, about two fathers that are kind of traveling across Romania to scatter the ashes of their kids. And it's a big problem for Hajduk because he's Orthodox and scattering ashes is a sin. And so he's afraid he's going to go to hell. And so he's doing everything possible to not go to hell. So that's
What,
one. That's the
what a
one I'm
great
really,
pair for a buddy movie. What a
yeah.
great pair for the two of them. That would work so well. Oh my
They have
gosh.
such great chemistry, and Hajduk is such an entertaining and good actor. And Honest would be the kind of cold-hearted Dane, and Hajduk is like the kind of big-hearted Romanian. So yeah, that's one that all three of us are dying to be able to make. I've got a horror film that I wrote for Honest, but he doesn't like to do so much dialogue anymore. So he sort of backed away from wanting to play the lead and wants to play one of the secondary characters in the film. Uh, so that's another one. And I just wrote another horror film for him and Stasha Nikolic, who plays Ariel in Subspecies 5, because Honest and I both love her and think she's a really great actress who's going to go somewhere. So I wrote a script for her, but who knows? It might be too expensive for the people that I know who have the money. So yeah, I've got scripts. And that's, part of the frustration of being a movie maker is you want to do things and you want to keep working, but doesn't always come that easily.
Bob, since you're up, do you have something else you'd like to bring up?
Oh, nothing right off the top of my head. I'm just enjoying this conversation.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Okay.
I think we're all kind of just starstruck and like,
Don't be starstruck, talk.
Yeah, please,
So many questions.
Yeah, Mr. Wood, you're usually pretty good with things. I know you're not a vocal type. Jason, please speak up if you went. You know, Denise brought something up earlier. I'm gonna bring up something that she brought up earlier that Bob mentioned about the shadows,
Mhm.
and Denise had mentioned about there was something with a skateboard or something that you used to shoot that. What was that actual process you did to?
Basically, it was a big 12K light, like 12,000 watts of light on the ground, and a dolly track, uh, kind of trailing from the light off at some angle away from the light, and putting the actor on the dolly, and the grips kind of pushing the dolly. And as he got closer and closer to the light, the shadow would grow. And depending on the angle of the dolly track to the light, it would grow and kind of go off in one direction or another. And that was basically it was easy to do when you basically are shooting against big architecture, and you don't have to light actors in the foreground, because once you start lighting actors in the foreground, the 12K light kind of blows everything out. So it was like it just took a long time of setup and kind of to perfect the actual travel of the shadows.
Now, what would you say the biggest change was for you in terms of switching from film to digital? Because obviously I'm old enough and studied that process in school, but most kids 30 and under or 35 and under wouldn't fully understand that. So, what was the biggest change you would go and
You
film to
know,
digital?
Subspecies, we went from 35 millimeter uh, with no video assist or anything. To subspecies 2 and 3, we had a little video assist monitor, like about this big, that the focus puller could use, and I would stand there close to the camera and watch it too. Um, to me, shooting on film has a certain beauty to it, and you get a very creamy image, and we were shooting on Fuji stock, so it had a warmth to it as well. But as we switched over to digital, and Subspecies 4, I think, was actually shot on film too. So it wasn't until Subspecies 5 that we started shooting digitally. But for me, on film, you're limited in the by the cost of the film stock, so that every day you're allotted, 3,000 feet of film, let's say. And if you go over it, then that comes out of your next day's allotment of film. And so you're always worried because you want to shoot enough takes to give the actors a chance to get it right and to give the technicians a chance to make the shot perfect. So shooting film, you're always worried about running out of stock. And then you don't get to see the results of what you shot for if you're in Romania for 3 days, because they had to ship the film out of Bucharest to Bulgaria, and eventually we started going to Italy. So you don't even know what you've shot until a few days later. Digitally, you can shoot with less light, which is a big benefit. You can see exactly what your shot's going to look like. So when you're lighting it, you can kind of call attention to the director of photography to make someplace brighter or darker, or to get more shadows on people's faces. So in a way, as much as I grew up on film, I love shooting on digital now.
Would you say that makes it easier? Like you said, you could see what you're grasping for with then get the DP involved or whoever lighting, whatever you need to get involved, and you can get more bang for your buck, would you say?
Yeah, more bang for your buck, less hassle with worrying about shooting too many takes, more ability to perfect the image. Um, yeah, I mean, you lose something kind of in the grain of film, which kind of gave film a really beautiful quality. But I think digital, you can emulate kind of grain and everything. So ultimately, I prefer shooting digitally. It's less light means faster. You can work faster. The cameras are a little bit easier to deal with. So yeah, digital is the way.
And our representative of Canada tonight, he's not a talkative vocally
Uh-huh.
fan, but he likes to bring stuff up in a chat throughout the viewings. And was the first time watch for him as well. And he was curious to know if there was any fun stories that you can tell from any of the sets.
There were so many stories. You know, I mentioned like drinking on the set, and
Hmm.
Subspecies #1 was the most difficult shoot for everybody, and the actors were there weeks longer than they expected to be. The winter got colder and colder, and people were freezing, and the Laura Tate and Michelle, who played her friend, would be crying in the van, when we'd have to go shoot in the forest. To make a phone call home, you'd have to like go to the post office and put in your call, and then maybe wait 2 or 3 hours for a phone line to be open so you could make a call home. And every night in our hotel up in the mountains, uh, the food was really bad, and the chicken was underdone, and the French fries were always greasy. But there was wine, and the wine was flowing, and it was really cheap. And every night, uh, it would turn into some big brouhaha, and the actors would get mad at me as if it was my fault that they were in this situation, and they would sweep the wine glasses off the table and start yelling, "F you, Ted, F you. I'm taking care of your little boy there. So he doesn't hear any bad language." But
No,
oh, is that a daughter or a boy?
No, that's her son, Chaz.
That's your
That's
son.
Chaz.
Okay, yeah. Hey, how's it going
no,
there?
he's special needs and nonverbal, so you're
Okay, I can say what I want. Okay. So yeah, it was alcohol was the biggest thing there. When we were shooting here's one story. When we were shooting the sword fight between Radu and Stefan at the end of Subspecies #1. And those swords in Romania, they were like real broadswords, and they were heavy as hell. And they had been clashed together so many times, the edges were like sawtooth, and they were dangerous. And we'd start shooting a scene, and they'd get about 3 clashes in, and one of the swords would break in two. And then we'd go, oh, we have to get this sword fixed. But we were shooting at night, and the guy with the key to the metal working shop wasn't available, so we couldn't shoot. The next day, the PA called me and, Mr. Ted, please, you have to come up to the dressing room. Your actors are going crazy. So I went up. We were in this studio, this big studio that was kind of all crumbled down, and had a few good rooms and big sound stages, but it had been kind of not used for a few years. And I got called up to the dressing room, and there was Honest drunk on his ass, and Michael Watson, who plays Stefan, drunk on his ass. They were in a big fight about how the film was exploiting the Romanian workforce and blaming me for it. And I was like, "What the fuck, you guys? We have to shoot a sword fight, and you are drunk. What are you thinking?" And Michael Watson uh, kind of came at me to like grab me around the throat. Was like, "I could break your scrawny little neck." And and I was like, "Okay, well, whatever, but we have to shoot this scene." And but they were so drunk. I said, "But we have to shoot the scene, but we can't shoot it today because you're too drunk. So forget it." Um, and I walked out the door, and I was really pissed off. And the Romanian stunt coordinator was like, no, Mr. Ted, no. It's good to be drunk when you're doing a sword fight. I was like, no, not in
I know a
America.
swords
It's
guy
not.
who'd probably argue against that, but go ahead.
Yeah, really. So that was kind of the craziness that we were up against in the making of that film.
Oh, right. Yeah. And I know if I cold called two of these sword guys, they'd be like, "What the hell's wrong? Why are you asking a dumb question like that?" It'd be
Yeah.
yeah, right? It'd be like first they think I'm nuts, but then they would go on a 30-minute diatribe on why you can't do that.
You can't be, yeah, no stuntman in his right mind will let you be
Yeah,
drunk.
exactly. Bob, saw
No,
you were
no.
unmuted.
No, it keeps you loose. It helps you bend with the blade.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oy vey. So I take it the flight was delayed, but
Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Denise was traveling from New York for a skincare event over the weekend back home to Florida. But that's why I was playing a dance. But somebody had to. Is there anything else? Anybody else have anything? I want to be respectful of Ted's time. By the way, for those who watch this afterwards, we're doing this on 9/21, but from December 17th to the 19th, he will be with Denise and Anders, and they're gonna be. They were a last minute announcement.
October
Yes,
17th.
October
Yes, yeah.
17th or excuse me. Yeah, no, the
16th.
16th when I'm traveling. The 17th to the 19th. They will be at Scarefest Rump Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. But do you do many conventions?
You know what?
What's the
We
fan
we
interaction like with you?
we love to do conventions because we love to talk to people and meet people who like our films. Uh, But I don't know. I think the conventions are so full now of new stars, and Walking Dead kind of took over for a while there. And so we don't get as many invitations as we used to. But we love it. We really love doing it.
Yeah, because I know the reaction I saw once the announcement went official. I knew about it Friday morning because Denise gave me the Iggy when she gave me a call.
Was
So
there some good reaction to it, like among
yeah, I've
people?
been from what I've seen in like the event group, and because they have over 30,000 fans and stuff in that particular. This is one of the bigger shows, if not east of the Mississippi, probably in the country, right
Yeah,
next to
that's
like
what
Tech.
Dominic, our manager, our
Yeah,
agent for booking these things, tells me it's a big event, like
yeah,
not as big as Texas Frightmare, but
it's right up
almost.
there with Texas
Yeah,
and
cool, man. We're looking forward to
Steel
it.
City. And John, what did you mean by December would have been a snow species? Besides being a ha-ha, tongue in cheek with that, obviously. Oh, Samantha, I saw you have little Vlad there. Yeah, I figured
Yeah,
it was a ha. That is little
I,
Vladimir.
Hey,
And
Vladimir.
no,
Hey,
Vlad.
Vladimir.
His
uh,
name is Vladislas.
yes,
Vladislas. Ah, Vladislas. Hey,
yes, he is.
Vladislas. Do you call
After,
him?
after Bloodstone. He's
That's
named
very
after,
cool.
that's true. This he's named after you.
Okay.
And yes, John, you're a funny guy. When I didn't even fully get it out, and you're calling out a ha ha. Okay, I can play that all night, but I'm not gonna. But you know, hey, it's cool. I get it. So, if what do you got coming up the rest of 2025? Obviously, you got the appearance, like I said. Do you have plans for things going into 2026 as we start
You
to
know,
wind things down?
it's all dependent upon how the money comes or doesn't come. I'm ready to go to work at a moment's notice, but we'll see. We'll see. We're trying really hard.
All right, so we've had a fun day, all that fun stuff. Ted, where can people find you to see updates on these projects, other appearances, all that fun stuff?
You can find me on Instagram, Ted Nicolaou, one word, and on Facebook, Ted Nicolaou Facebook. Yeah. But Instagram's where I put, any upcoming news or, photographs from the set and things like that.
Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much. Y'all have a good night.
Hey,
Ted,
thank you
thank you.
guys for taking the time to watch the films and tell your friends about them. And there it is.
No, look. This is a special edition with your signature.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Yeah, I remember doing those. Yeah.
Telling you, I'm a die-hard fan.
Okay, we'll keep watching them. Okay.
It has been an honor. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Samantha.
And
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you
thank,
so much,
thank you,
Ted. It was
everybody.
Hey,
wonderful meeting you.
yeah, you guys too. Thanks so much.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, you
You
too.
too. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys.